So I've recently discussed and shared a shortcut method for solving a quadratic where factorization is possible and the first leading coefficient is something else other than 1. Okay, so this is a standard form of a quadratic equation: ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Alright, and now somehow you are always figuring out a pair of numbers p and q such that their sum is equal to the middle value b, while their product is always equal to the product of the first and the last term. Now, if I go ahead and the actual method of solving in your school days, how would you solve it? Once you have figured out the two values p and q, you would replace the middle term by the two values p and q. So how would you do is you would write the first term as ax squared. Instead of bx, you would write px plus qx, if you can remember. And then you would copy the first and the last term as it is. Now, what would you do is you would take out common from the first and the second term, because we know that pq is the same as a times c. So you would say that, okay, this one of the value could be common. So I'm saying ax could be common here. If ax is common, then it gives me x for the first part. And then because I have multiplied by a, I must divide by a. So x plus p by a would be our first factor. Similarly, we would say that for qx plus c, note that the c here can be written otherwise from this relation, that c can be represented as pq upon a. Yeah, so there is a common factor q when I'll compare the last two terms. If q is a common factor, you would have x remaining for the first one, and instead of c, because we are writing pq upon a and I've already factorized q out, it would give me p upon a, the same factor as we got for the previous two, so equal to 0. Now what would you do is you would say that x plus p by a is one factor and the other factor is ax plus q, right? And from here you would say that the value of x is simply equal to negative of this value p upon a, or else the value of x could be minus q upon a. So my shortcut did the same thing. So the concept of that shortcut is, when you know that the factors are p and q, remember we got p and q as the sum of two values, okay, whose product is equal to the product of the first and the last term, while the sum is equal to the middle value. So when you know the value of p and q, then you can actually take their opposites directly and then divide by the leading coefficient. That is how you avoid all the steps in between and simply look at the first pair that you've got, p and q, just flip the values and then divide it by the leading coefficient a. This is why the shortcut works, and I think it's very helpful. I never knew this when I was in school myself. So I hope this is going to be very helpful from now on.